Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our 10th chapter of history, the Mauryan Empire. The Mauryan Empire was the first ever empire in India. So, by the first line, we can say that Mauryan Empire was the first ever empire in the India. So, in India, Mauryan Empire was the first empire. Now it controlled a much large territory than what was covered by any earlier dynasties. Means it controlled the bigger territory which was ever covered by any other dynasty, any other empire, spanning over 5 million square kilometers. A large area was controlled by the Mauryan Empire. For the first time, a large part of India was politically unified under the Mauryans. The empire stretched from Magadha in the east to Kandahar in the northwest and to Kerala in the south. So, what are the sources? Indika by Megasthenes, Mudra Rakshasa, and Arthashastra by Kautilya are the books which contain a lot of information regarding this time period. First of all, Indika gives us an account of social, political, and economic conditions of the Mauryan's age, while Arthashastra contains important information about the administration of the Mauryans, along with instructions of the rulers regarding governing their empire. Besides these, Ashoka rocks and pillars, edicts, inscription also provide important information regarding this time period. Now, Chandragupta Maurya and Chanakya. Chandragupta became the first ruler of this vast empire in around 321 BC. After overthrowing Thana Nanda, the last Nanda ruler, Chanakya, who was also known as Kautilya or Vishnu Gupta, was the mentor of Chandragupta Maurya. Now he is the mentor of the Chandragupta Maurya. Chanakya was a Brahmin scholar who has a personal grudge against Thana Nanda. It was under his guidance that Chandragupta overcome all obstacles in conquering Magadha. Now Chandragupta established his capital at Patliputra, and Chandragupta established his capital in Patliputra, near modern day Patna in Bihar. Now it is in Patna in the Bihar. He then ended the Greek rule. Now what he did? He ended the Greek rule in Punjab by defeating the Greek governor. He defeated the Greek governor in the Punjab and won over many other regions of northern India. And he won over many religions of northern India. Chandragupta also gained control over several small regions which were weakened by Alexander invasion. Now what he did, Chandragupta also gained control. He also controlled over several small regions which was weakened by Alexander invasion. That region was before weakened by the Alexander by invasion, and the subsequent fight between his generals who ruled over these regions. Now, Seleucus Nicator was a general of Alexander who wanted to recover all the area in India. Seleucus Nicator was a general of Alexander. He is the general of Alexander who want to recover all the areas. He want to cover all the area which were conquered by Alexander. That was conquered before by the Alexander in the past. Seleucus ruled over the region stretching from Asia Minor to Indus. In around 305 BC, he entered India, and Seleucus entered India in around 305 BC. However, he was soon defeated by Chandragupta Maurya, who freed northwestern India from the Greek control. And after entering India, very soon he is defeated by Chandragupta Maurya, and Chandragupta Maurya freed northwestern India from the Greek control. Chandragupta made him sign the treaty through which Seleucus gave regions of eastern Afghanistan, Balochistan and area beyond west of river Indus to Chandragupta. Chandragupta signed a paper in which it is written that Seleucus gave the regions of Afghanistan, Balochistan and the area beyond west of the river Indus to the Chandragupta Maurya. Seleucus in return received 50 war elephants. In the return, Seleucus got 500 war elephants. He offered his daughter Helen's hand in marriage to Chandragupta. Megasthenes was an ambassador of Seleucus who lived in the court of Chandragupta for 5 years. Now Megasthenes traveled through the Mauryan Empire, and the account of his travel are in his book Indica. In the ending year of his life, Chandragupta abdicated for a monarch, renounced the throne and become a Jain ascetic in order to attain nirvana. After doing all the things, he wanted to live peacefully in order to receive the nirvana. He starved himself to death. By winning over various regions and unifying all of them into one empire. Chandragupta Maurya was successful in establishing a vast empire in India. Toward the end of his reign, the Mauryan Empire stretched from the Hindu Kush region in the northwest to Bengal in the east, and from the Himalaya in the north to the Narmada in the south. However, Kalinga, a powerful kingdom in the east, remained independent. During this period, he is credited with saving the country from Maladha administration and freed it from foreign domination. A Sanskrit play, Mudra Rakshasa, written by Vishakha Datta during this period, is a historical play which gives us insight into Chandragupta's life. It tells much about the Chandragupta life. Now, some little information about Bindusara from 297 BC to 273 BC. Bindusara was the son of Chandragupta Maurya. He ruled over the Mauryan Empire for about 25 years. Bindusara consolidated the empire created by his father. His empire extended up to Mysore in the south and covered the whole of India subcontinents, leaving a few kingdoms in the south and Kalinga, situated in present-day Odisha. So that's all from this class, students. Hope you get all the point, and if you have any problem regarding this chapter, you can ask me anytime. Thank you and have a nice day.